Wales Bonner absolutely owns the Adidas Samba. Over the last 2 years, easily one of the most popular sneakers, at least in terms of sales, has been the Adidas Samba, and you can look back at the original Wales Bonner collaboration as the shoe that kickstarted this trend. Since that time, we have continued to see the Adidas Samba reinterpreted by Wales Bonner in ways we have never seen before, each one better than the last. And now we got the latest pairs in this partnership, and these are the rarest of them all. In this video, I will be reviewing the Adidas Wales Bonner Samba in the studded pack. So these sneakers were super limited, by far the most limited Wales Bonner sneakers we've seen so far, and they released only in 2 places. One was the Wales Bonner website, and we also saw a release on the Confirmed app, but there were extremely few pairs, less than 100 on Adidas. In total, each colorway only had 750 pairs produced, most of them which were on the Wales Bonner site, which thankfully I was able to cop thanks to some notifications from my Discord group, which, in case you guys are interested in an EU-based Discord group, and if you want to know how I'm able to cop pretty much every sneaker I review on this channel for retail, being in this group is definitely the #1 reason why. So I will leave a link to join in the description of this video. If you use joining that link, you will bypass the waitlist. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, you already know how big a fan I am of the Wales Bonner Adidas collaboration. Now, this is already the 3rd pair that I'm planning to add to my personal collection. I do also own the original cream black pair and also this leopard print Samba, which dropped last year. At one point, I also actually owned the silver pair, but I did end up selling that one because I didn't really think it would crease well over time. So I can't really say I'm Thanos right now and own all of the Infinity Stones of Wales Bonner Sambas, but I am very happy to add this studded pack to my collection. So let's get into the shoes. Now, starting off with the box, of course, a limited release like this, you're gonna have a special box, and that's what you get here. And you'll notice that it even says 1 of 750 on the box, and it's made to look like it was handwritten onto the box. And getting into the shoes, so you do get them in this white colorway, which I would actually describe more of like a cream color. And also, of course, this black pair. What's different about these pairs compared to all of the previous Wales Bonner collabs is that these are made out of completely a leather upper, and I have to say it is some of the nicest leather I have felt on any Adidas shoe. It is very premium leather that they've used here. It just feels super soft, very nice. I mean, they did charge quite a lot of money for this pair. The retail price was 280 euros, and in North America this went for $325, so at the very least, some premium materials are to be expected. And moving down to the midsole, that is also something that's very different about this pair. On both of the colorways, you get a blacked out looking midsole instead of your typical gum midsoles that we've seen on all previous pairs so far, which I think looks very nice on this shoe. I'm glad they didn't give us a gum outsole, especially on this black pair. You also have on both the pairs the familiar stitching that we're used to seeing now on every Wales Bonner collab, which can be seen on the heel of the sneaker as well as along the edges of this super long tongue. I gotta say, the stitching actually does look much better on the black pair because of that very nice contrast with the white stitching. And both these sneakers do come with this extra long tongue, which some of the Wales Bonner pairs have featured, and people are very split between whether or not they like this tongue. I personally do prefer a shorter tongue, so that is why when I wear this shoe and when I wear my leopard shoes as well, I always tuck in the tongue, and you can easily do that and just tie your laces over it, and it actually holds the tongue in place really well. It doesn't ever come loose when you're walking. So if the look of that tongue is really bothering you a lot, well, don't worry guys, you can easily tuck it in and make it look like the tongue was a lot shorter. And underneath the tongue on both the pairs, you see it says 1 of 750 written in gold letters. When I got my first pair and I saw those numbers, I thought, wait, did I actually manage to get the first of 750 pairs, because I thought they were individually numbered. Instead, it turns out all of the pairs just say 1 of 750, which I thought was a missed opportunity. It would have been cool to actually see a different number on every shoe. You got some satin inner lining here, so on the white pair it's done of course in white, and on the black pair it's done in black. For some reason, I know a lot of people really aren't a fan of the satin lining. They think it kind of cheapens the shoe, which I personally don't understand why. And as far as the laces go, on both these pairs you get an extra set of laces, which I have thrown on here to give you guys a look of what it would look like if you decided to switch the lace. As I expected, those cream laces are looking super fire on this black pair, and I think this is probably the colorway that I'm gonna go with when wearing this shoe. I'm typically not a fan of totally blacked out sneakers, so I do think the white laces here add a lot. The black laces also do make the cream pair pop quite a bit, so actually I would say in both of these colorways I would prefer to go with the alternative lacing option, but do let me know in the comments what do you guys think. And then moving down to the stripes, where you see the reason why the sneaker is called the studded pack, you get these gold metallic studs on all of the 3 stripes, which I think is a really cool look. For me, it kind of gives the shoe like a rock and roll type of vibe. And for sizing on these, so I do always go up half a size when wearing my Sambas, so my perfect size is an 11.5 in these, which is a half size up than my true size. Sambas for me are an extremely narrow fitting shoe compared to some other Adidas models like the Indoor Gazelle and also the Superstars. So I actually always go a half size up in the Adidas Samba. In the Gazelle, I actually go a half size down. So I'm a 10.5 in Gazelles, 11.5 in Sambas. And I go with my true size in other Adidas models like the BW Army or also the Superstars. The shoes definitely feel very premium on feet. You can feel that soft leather. The sneaker feels really nice and broken in. And looking at what these are going for on the resale market right now, I'm not surprised at all to see these prices, considering there's only 750 pairs. And there really hasn't been too much noise about this shoe online compared to previous Wales Bonner pairs. So actually, I'm kind of surprised by the low prices of the resale. I thought they would be even higher. But I think going into the spring and summer, there's probably going to be a lot more people wanting these. So I'm expecting prices right now to be the lowest they're going to be for quite some time. So if you guys are interested in getting this shoe, I would suggest buying it sooner rather than later. Overall, the Wales Bonner Adidas studded pack. So as usual, I'm a big fan of the shoe. If I'm ranking them with all of the Wales Bonner collabs so far, I would say definitely the cream and green one continues to be at the very top for me. I would still put the leopard print here at number 2 because it is such a unique looking shoe. By the way, as you guys can see, I always wear the shoe with the tongue tucked in. Third, I would put this black pair of the studded pack. So I do definitely prefer the black one over the creams. I feel like the cream would have looked better if it just had a bit more contrast, maybe some contrasting black details. This black pair, however, I think looks absolutely fire, and this is the one that I'm likely going to keep for myself. There's also supposed to be some upcoming colorways which I think look great as well, especially that cream and blue one, which I definitely need. One thing is for sure, Wales Bonner absolutely owns the Adidas Samba. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. It would really help me out, and drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram, that is where I am the most active. The handle is at JDKick6. And do not forget to check out my sneaker podcast, The Kickback Pod. You can find all those links in the description as well. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and for supporting my content. I will catch you in the next video. Peace.